Hi, Scott Good again with Contractor Succession. Today I want to talk a little bit about options. A lot of people call us because they just really don't know what their options are. And so I think one of the things that Marty Wolf and I bring to the table is the ability to kind of share some ideas, give you some options, talk about what's a good fit for you as a business owner. So let me go over a couple today. One of the first things that people do, or one of the options, is liquidating the business. They've got to the point in their life where they really don't feel like putting any effort into making it any better. They don't have any interest from anybody outside, buyers, internal, and just liquidate. So they cash in their equipment, they sell their trucks, they sell their inventory, and they just pay off whatever they owe, and they're done. There's a lot of companies that end up having to do that. Even some that are looking to sell and can't find a legitimate buyer will sometimes end up just liquidating. It's an easy out, but it's not a very profitable out. So anyhow, that's option one. Option two is family transfer. You've got family members in the business or that want to come into the business, and there is some level of transfer of ownership from the owner to family member. One of the things we highly recommend is not just giving the business to your kids. Unless you are so well off, unless your financial situation is so great that you don't need to have any kind of residual income or some sort of one-time lump sum payout, we don't recommend giving it to anybody. The other part of it is, if you haven't earned it, if you haven't paid for it, you kind of take things for granted. And so that's almost like an entitlement thing. And, from my perspective personally, I don't like that. I think that's a horrible idea. But there's plenty of businesses that transfer from intergenerational. I will tell you, though, that the numbers get much worse as they go from generation to generation. In other words, the percentages of businesses that stay intact from generation to generation drops drastically. Less than half make it through generation 2, and I think it's something like under 15% make it to generation 3. So anyhow, developing business people that are family members helps. So anyhow, that's another one. A third is employees. If you have employees, key employees that are interested in buying in, earning in, there's different ways to do that. There's ways that you can allow people to earn in over a period of time. There's other times when it's just time to get out, and they can, if they don't have the cash, they can go to a bank if the business is structured properly, which is one of the reasons why you want to work with a company like Contractor Succession, because our goal is to get it structured properly so when it's time to sell, even if it's to a family member or to an employee, the bank sees value in that business and can loan the money to help make the buyout. You have a partner. Again, selling to a partner is another option. And then the other thing that most people, when they think of succession in a business, it's selling it to an outside buyer. And so that's probably an area where we can help a lot, because our goal is to help make the business look better, not just on paper, but actually be better. And so when an outside business owner is looking at the business, they can look at it and say there's value in lots of different things. And that's another video that I'll put together here shortly about the kind of things that outside investors are looking for. But so you've got all those different options. And so one of the things that we'll do when we do our State of the Union assessment, again, in another video, I'll explain what that process is. But when we sit down and do the assessment with our clients, we go through all of the options and talk about what's out there, and then try to tailor make that to the business owner so we can figure out what's a good fit for him. So that's it for me today. Have a great one, and we'll talk soon.